Thank you all so much. It's great to be back at Tiger Bay. I was remembering that I've been coming here for more than 10 years, and I think this is maybe my 4th appearance, and they've all been very memorable. let's keep it going here. I'm Alex Singh, and I want to be your next Congresswoman from Pinellas County, taking your voice with me to serve you in Washington. You know, everywhere I go in Pinellas, I was up in St Harbor this morning, people come up to me and say how tired they are of the partisanship, the bickering, the fact that people can't get along, they can't work across party lines in Washington. And they say they want a representative who can work on getting things done. That's why I'm running to be your congressional representative in Washington. So it's really times like these that I think back upon my childhood growing up at a family farm in North Carolina. And when a big storm would be coming, but we still had hay out in the fields, my dad would ring the bell and call all the farm hands, but he'd also come into the house and tell my mom and even my little sister and me that we had to get out in the fields to get the hay in the barn before the rain came to ruin it. And that's the kind of spirit of working together, putting your differences behind you, that I believe we need in Congress. I've always tried to be a problem solver and finding common ground and finding solutions that people can work together to make things happen and to solve problems. Like when I was in banking, we worked every day to try to help a small business figure out how they could get a loan so that they could grow their business and hire more Floridians to work. When I was your CFO, I heard complaints, a lot of complaints, from people saying that seniors were being scammed and were being taken advantage of in the sales of financial products. So what did we do? I formed the Safeguard Our Seniors Task Force. We worked, yes, with the Republican legislature in Tallahassee to strengthen the penalties against people who were trying to scam seniors. And after the governor's race, I didn't quit. I formed the Florida Next Foundation, a nonprofit, nonpartisan organization, because I believe so strongly that the way to rebuild our economy here in Florida is to support small businesses, entrepreneurs, young people, and innovators. But maybe one of my most important commitments in life has been to, along with Bill, to raise our 2 children and teach them the values of hard work and public service. So far, so good. My long commitment to public service and getting things done for Floridians is why I decided to take on this new challenge, to be your voice in the halls of Congress. There's a lot of work that needs to be done. We need federal policies that encourage and support businesses so that they can grow their business and hire more people into good-paying, sustainable jobs.
Commissioner Janet Long, and my question does have to do with flood insurance. And maybe you'd like to tell us what your plan might be to solve the issues that affect all of Tampa Bay, actually.
Thank you, Commissioner Long. The issue with the flood insurance, I have a background in insurance, as you all know, and I represented you in Tallahassee, is alarming to me. There are two issues here, the fairness issue and the affordability issue. Fairness, how is it that we in this county have paid in 8 times more than we've ever claimed back from the flood insurance claim? So, first of all, I'm proposing that the problems with the flood insurance plan should not be on the backs of the people in Florida who paid in far more than we've ever received back in But we also, there's a second part of this, we cannot afford to kick the can down the road and wait 4 years for a resolution. So when you send me to Washington, I'm going to be working with people there and talking to other professional representatives to say, we need a resolution and we need it now.
Community Past President of the Suncoast Tiger Bay Club. My question to you is, Bill Young touch. You talked about being in the halls of Congress, but Bill Young was very effective dealing with the individual voters, solving VA problems, issues with checks and so forth. What kind of staff are you going to put together to solve those small problems and have the Bill Young touch?
Thank you. Everywhere I go, and even people in Washington I talk to recognize with such admiration of the constituent work that Congressman Young was doing here in this district. You can't go anywhere without a veteran or a citizen commenting about that. And as I have talked to other people in Congress, one of the most important functions of a congressperson is to be sure that we are responsive and we're here to help people solve their issues with the federal government, particularly our veterans. You all know that I'm a widow, I'm a Vietnam War veteran. I've been dealing with the VA, so I've had firsthand experience of how important it is to be able to go to your congressional office. And I think that I would take the same approach that I did when I became the CFO and I went to Tallahassee. I didn't overturn the staff there. I went and evaluated and learned what they had been doing. And I've heard some just amazing, incredible stories about Congressman Young's staff. So it's going to be really important that we have a seamless transition with a lot of people who are still there who know what the issues are.
One more.
Beach right here.
Beach renourishment is really important because we depend on that as it relates.
Beach renourishment is really important as it relates to the tourism industry here in the state of Florida. We've had some hurricanes in the past that while they did not hit us, we had some repercussions as it relates to the BP oil spill and things of that nature. Can you share what it is that you would do to make sure that our beaches are protected so that we could make sure we have that positive continuous financial flow?
Well, absolutely, because tourism and our beautiful beaches are the jewel of this district and jewel of Pinellas County. And I'm reminded that Commissioner Welch, when we sat down together, said number one issue is continuing to get federal funding for beach renourishment. This is a place where that across-the-board sequestration that we're in has really hurt us because it's caused the funding to decline, and it means the county and the local governments have had to make up
statement?